You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So, you alright?
You asking?
I said, are you alright?
Yeah, you alright?
Yeah, I'm alright. Alright. My stream's up. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. Alright. Almost done with the description.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll let you start yours first, because I said I was gonna let you do yours first.
Okay.
Let's see.
By the way, as I normally do, I gave your streams a like, your recent ones.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to invite
That's what I'm doing right
me,
now.
by the way. Okay. Hey there, Skeptical
Skeptical Jukez here. Welcome to Friday the 13th stream.
You say hey man.
Yo.
Right. Where'd you go now?
Alright, I invited you.
Okay.
Alright. Hello, my Serbians. King Cerberus 22 here, and this is gonna be... Yeah, this is probably gonna be the final stream for today. Unless we decide to do one more, but this is probably gonna be the last one, so... we're doing...
I think it will.
Yeah. So we are doing Friday the 13th. But I'm not alone. I'm playing with somebody who you guys know and love. He's family to me. You know, my brother from another mother. The one and only Skeptical Jukez. Say hey!
Alright.
Yeah, so... Sorry if I don't hear him, if you guys don't hear him sometimes. It's just my mic, my headset's been has been acting up, so...
I heard it like kinda lag on your stream. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even hear you for a bit of it, but it was just, like I said, it was just because my headset's been acting up. So, but I can hear you now.
Alright.
So, but I'll check on my stream if it works. So, I just didn't hear it. So, all right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I am too. Do you have a counselor that you consider to be your favorite, Skeptical?
Mine's between Jenny and who's the one that you play as again?
Adam.
Yeah, sorry, I always get confused with that.
Yeah.
Which boy is he actually from again?
Adam?
What do you say? Yeah.
I forgot because I haven't watched all the movies in so long. The only one I watched recently was Jason X. So...
Recently was the remake. It's alright, but... not... way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah. My favorite Jason movie has always been Jason X. Like, that's always been my favorite ever since I was little. But my second favorite...
I remember when we kept having the conversation about these.
Yeah.
You can carry on.
My second favorite is actually... was either a tie between either part 7 or part 8. Like, either one of those two would be my second favorite, because even though Jason Takes Manhattan was a strange movie, the look of Jason looked pretty cool.
Oh boy, it stops my stream. It's probably because of the thing again. Let me just do that. Let's see if it'll work. That thing's on.
Oh, what loading
So,
in?
I was quickly checking the thing on my phone. Alright, cool.
Alright.
Might also be because my mum's on the phone right now. So,
Maybe.
sorry about that if that messes things up.
Yeah.
Yeah, my personal favourite, if you remember, is Pot's part. No, not Pot. Jake's store.
Oh, your favorite part 6?
Yeah. But it's okay because like it's sometimes hard to remember certain things.
Right.
But yeah, I remember saying that a while ago to you.
The Jason movie that I hated out of all the Jason movies. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's hard because there was 2 of them I didn't really like that much. Not but the one I hated the most.
Yeah.
Probably part 5.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I kind of find that one too cheesy and a bit.
Well,
The dude there, like, for a while it was like almost my second favourite, since I kind of like why they tried to change it. Because in a way, no matter what people say, Halloween also tried that technique in number 4.
No, it was number 3.
Scored it on who it is.
It was number 3.
No, not 3. I'm talking about the different killer thing. Remember the ending of 4? Damn
No,
it, they
no,
won't let me stream this game. I wasn't even on me, then maybe even mom's off the phone, then maybe try again.
Yeah, that's what I would do, is just wait till she's off the phone. But, no, I'm saying try,
You have
like,
seen Halloween 4, right? You know what that one's about, right?
it's not Halloween 4, it's Halloween 3. It's Halloween 3.
No, that's a different movie. I'm talking about Halloween 4. Halloween 4 has was it the niece or whatever it was? But yeah, it has like a plot twist ending. I'm talking about in that one. Totally different movie. 3's the Silver Shamrock.
Yeah, no, 3 is also the one that's called Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
That movie was bad. That movie was bad.
Yeah, that movie was bad. It was.
Even though, like I said, I love Halloween, but
even though I mean, but I liked it compared to, like, for example, Resurrection and the 2 remakes, because what they should have done was, instead of calling it Halloween, maybe call it some spin-off thing, because I liked that they tried to do, like, a spin-off thing, since it was kind of like the same Halloween, but it just didn't work, since they already kind of extended it with Michael Myers, and people obviously love Michael Myers more.
Yeah. Alright.
For some reason, it hasn't loaded my third order.
Alright, I'm in. I'm playing as Adam right now. Who are you playing as?
I'm playing as Jenny.
Okay. So the bad thing is, I'm in one of the big houses. I'm in one of the big houses. Which is a downside, because if Jason comes to any of these houses, I'm fucked.
Okay.
So, the reason why I hate part 5, let me explain why.
Okay.
So, even though, yes, because everybody say, oh, you didn't know that was Jason at first. It doesn't matter. It wasn't Jason. That's what upset me. You know? You can't have a good Jason movie without Jason. That's just a sin. You know what I mean?
That is true.
You know?
But I could see why they tried to do it. Like, I remember a while ago I said I liked the twist ending. Because I think I explained this, was it yesterday?
I don't remember.
Oh no, sorry, I'm getting confused. I was talking to a friend about this. Right. So I like the idea that, you know, that you know, they were going to end up carry on with someone else, and then he said someone else just in case it's no one's seen the movie. I think if someone had like a big license or whatever, I think someone should make a full-on spin-off Friday the 13th movie if they carried on with that twist. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like a spin-off, but it's not fully canon, of course, but it's kind of in that. Because I've always... Someone's pulling the big weapon glitch! I saw my friend do that yesterday!
I'm basically dead, so...
Oh my god, bro. More and more people are learning the glitches.
I'm dead.
You dying? Oh man. I'm trying to do
I want my
that.
bat. Can you get the fuck off of me, please? Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm being stuck in a glitch here.
Yeah, it keeps failing on my glitch. You want some more? Oh.
Fuck. I knew this was a bad area to be at. I'm kinda fucked.
Oh damn,
You
wait.
can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can.
Skeptical?
You still hear me though? Hello? Angelo?
Yeah, I'm here.
I can still hear you in your headset.
I really need a new headset, I know.
Yeah. Is that Jason there? Oh shit! No, Jason! Get away! Clever Jason! Ah!
In case you guys...
I think everyone has to admit though, the music in Part 5 is good though. I remember friends are yesterday, I totally agree. Roy Burns, he will avenge his son.
And you know what's sad was even in the movie he never actually avenged his son.
Yeah, I agree on that. I think that's what most people have the flaw with that movie.
Yeah.
That he goes after everybody except the person who fucking killed his son. Like what?
No, I think he was trying to go after his son, or the person who killed his son, but the problem was, they just got to him before he could do anything.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, do you agree on this? Do you think they should change the dialogue in game for Roy? Because I think it's kind of weird having Pamela Voorhees quote on it like it's saying Jason instead of fucking Jason himself.
I think they should, but only reason why they did that is because, you know, it's Jason. And, you know, nobody would know that was Jason, that wasn't Jason, unless you watched the movie. I've watched all 12 movies when I was little, so...
I haven't seen them all, but the only ones that I've seen all the way through is Part 3. I mean, I guess technically I have seen all the way through. 3, 5, 6... Freddy vs. Wait, would Freddy vs. Jason technically count for both the Jason and Freddy timeline, right?
Yes.
The movies? Yeah. So Freddy vs. Jason all the way through, and I've seen Auto Remake, but I haven't seen all the others all the way through.
Okay, so...
The first one. I've seen like loads of good.
I've seen a bunch of movies, so let me tell you. The first one was a bit of a drag, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I think the first one's pretty good, but not as good as the others, of course.
It was a bit of a drag.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, I felt like they kind of forced it a little bit, but...
No!
What happened?
Killing him. Jason's killing one of the counselors. He's gonna rip his arm off.
Oh, Jesus. What do you mean Roy is gonna do that? Because that's Roy you're talking about.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Don't worry about it. But no, I will say, here's one thing I will say about Roy that I do think is pretty badass. What? He broke through fucking doors.
Yeah.
You remember?
Roy, get away!
Like, no, you remember like in the movies? In the movie when he just broke through a damn door?
Yeah.
That was fucking cool. I'm not gonna deny that. That was cool.
Yeah. He practiced from the big man himself.
But here's the thing, though.
No, I was gonna lock the door! Fuck!
I remember, like, in part 5, when I first saw Roy, right? I knew...
The gas weapon. Yeah.
I remember in part 5, I could tell that was more human than the other Jasons because of how he walked.
Yeah. Cool.
You know, so that's why I'm like, okay, I knew that this wasn't actually Jason.
Oh, Jason, get away!
Motherfucking Jason!
Roy, take that, Roy. I stunned Roy.
Nice. I stunned him already too. Alright, where the fuck do I go? Alright. Did you find gas and a propeller?
No, I've been trying to, but Roy keeps finding me.
Alright. We have to try to go to the boat. We have to try to go to the boat. Okay. Let's see if we can find anything for the boat.
Even though it's silly, I wouldn't mind watching Jason Goes to Hell just for the shits and giggles, because from what I've heard, it's like mainly good about it. He's probably the kills, but the story and everything else is kind of weak. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Jason Goes to Hell is actually where. Okay, do you know the story of Jason Goes to Hell?
Vaguely, I remember that there was some weird shit with like this demon bug thing that he can become, where he can take personalities of people. The thing that makes any sense.
Okay,
really weird.
So let me add on to that. Okay, so basically the story with that is, Jason, after he was taken down to hell from Freddy Krueger. If you've seen the ending, everybody.
Yeah, I've seen the ending. Yeah. I've seen it.
So
basically what I mean is I want to see the movie fully because I've only seen clips of it, but I wouldn't mind watching the full.
Okay, so part 9 is a bit weird because I haven't watched it in so long because the movie was just really like didn't make sense for at the time, but it was one of the biggest movies of the franchise, I should say. Because of how big it was and how popular and everything, you know?
Yeah.
So basically, if you don't know what's going on, basically what it is...
I think I got a glitch or the flashlight won't turn off. Yeah, the flashlight won't turn off. I got a glitch. Angelo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Certain buttons won't work! No!
Why is my X button not working? What the fuck?
That's been what's been happening with me. You getting the same thing?
My
I
X
can't
button.
use X in R1.
I can't use the X button at all.
Yeah, I can't use either, or R1. You have to turn the flashlight off.
I can't press R2 either.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I might have to switch out my controller after this, maybe.
But I'm having the same problem. Do you think it's something to do with like the game or something?
Oh, it's the game.
It's a game, really?
It was the game.
Okay, that was weird.
Because you didn't like out on my end. Because you're still in my party.
Yeah, it says there was some type of network error.
Yeah, from the game. But no, so let me try and explain it while we're waiting for the next match. So, with part 9, it's weird because I don't want to reveal anything because I know you haven't seen all of it. So it's gonna be hard.
I do know the ending, but like, also, isn't it true that at the start, Jason? Is it at the start where Jason gets shoot to smithereens, or near the end?
It's in the beginning. It's in the beginning.
I remember that scene. That scene was badass.
They called him Bubbly Jason because if you look at his head, it looks like bubbles. So.
Why did he look like that at the start again?
Because they couldn't figure out a look for him.
Okay.
That's when they came up with that, and I'm like, that look was stupid. It looked like it was just melting onto his face, but it was Kane Hodder playing as him, so I couldn't complain. But I mean, do I like the look at that of part 9? Yes and no. Yes, because it was different than other Jasons we've seen, but no, because I felt like they just kind of gave up.
Yeah.
But what made me really like it was Kane Hodder. And Kane Hodder is one of the best Jasons to play as Jason, so.
Yeah.
in my opinion. So
Wait, do you know who played Jason in Part 6?
that was C.J. Graham. C.J. Graham.
Oh, okay.
C.J. Graham did a great job in 6. But
Yeah,
7 to 10 was Kane Hodder. But what I didn't like about Part 9 was that they kind of forced the movie to drag on a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like they kind of forced it, and I didn't like it. Excuse me. I can't really explain much because you haven't watched it. I haven't watched it in so long.
Was I technically right though about that like weirdness where like Jason takes souls and shit? Like, you know,
Yes.
takes the soul
That's
off
what that's
people.
about,
I remember
yes.
hearing about that weird shit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what kind of put people off in that movie from what I remember hearing about.
yeah. That part's true. Yes, that part's true. It what also made it weird, but here's what made it badass though: is at the end, it's revealed that he killed the devil, and he took the devil's powers, which is why in Jason X, if you remember when he got resurrected in Jason X after he got shot down, you know, from that robot woman, I forget her name, right? He came back as, I call him Mech Jason. They call in the movie he's Uber Jason, right? But I call him Mech Jason because he looks more of like a mech than he does a fucking Uber. So I call him Mech Jason. That's just easier for me to remember. But that's when he became Mech Jason. And if you remember on that look, he had red eyes. And where did you think those red eyes came from? Not that, but he also killed the devil.
Yeah.
So that's basically how. And that was a little bit. They took a little bit from Part 9 and put it in Part 10 because of his look. But
what they nickname? Would you say would be nicknamed Zombie Jason? Would you say
6.
6? Okay, actually that makes sense because yeah, how he comes back. That is a good point.
Because if you look at his face, it's like it looks more zombie-like than he does.
Oh shit! That actually scared me. Ah, Jason, get the fuck away! Where are we against Part 3, Jason?
Yes. He's not that scary.
You know, it was scary how he like leered around that corner. He was just doing that little sprint. I was like, oh fuck, oh shit. Okay. Oh no, okay, that is it. Oh, he's gonna grab me and kill me. Yeah, I'm dead.
The one Jason that creeped me out a little bit in this game was Savini.
Yes. Isn't it true that he's not in a movie yet?
He was supposed to be.
Which movie was he supposed to be in again?
He was supposed to be after the remake.
Oh.
You remember when the remake came out?
Yeah. Was that supposed to continue with the original franchise though?
Yes, that was supposed to continue with the original series. So
would that been what part would have that been then?
13.
Oh, cool.
And that one would have been called The Rebirth, Jason's Rebirth. And basically, the story was there was supposed to be 2 horror killer icons like going at it. Like it was like with Jason and Freddy. It's supposed to be like that, but instead they were supposed to take a different approach on it. And if I told you who was supposed to be the next one that he was supposed to go against, you wouldn't believe me.
Wasn't this, was it, didn't you say it was Michael Myers?
No, that was the one after this one.
Ghostface?
No. Leatherface.
Okay, oh, Leatherface. Oh yeah, now I remember. Sorry, it was a while ago, but yeah, I remember when we streamed this a while ago, you were saying like the different ones. Yeah. Which was the one, was it the one after, or was there like another, was there like 2 of them? Because I remember you saying it ended up being that in one of them he takes a really, really powerful form and then all the different slash icons try and defeat him.
That was supposed to be the last one. The last one they were ever gonna make.
What was that title gonna be called, do you know?
It was gonna be called, that one was supposed to be called, I'm trying to remember. There was a very specific name for it, but I'm trying to remember what it was called. I think they called it, The End of It All, or The End of the World.
Yeah.
It was something like that. or it was supposed to be Jason's death or something, or Jason is dead or something like that. It was supposed to be the title, and basically what was supposed to happen, he was supposed to be known as Hybrid Jason, and and he was supposed to be the most strongest version of himself ever, and Savini was pretty damn strong.
The Hybrid was like stronger. Right?
Yeah, stronger, yes. And it was nearly impossible to kill the Hybrid Jason, and like it was nearly impossible, except for one way and one way only.
Yeah.
A volcano.
Yeah.
Because the reason why is because the lava will basically extinguish anything, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh,
like,
true.
you know, it would basically melt anything, you know?
Yeah.
So, the story behind that was that was what was supposed to kill Jason once and for all, by putting him in a volcano and exploding him once and for all. And erupting him out of a volcano.
Just to double check on this, didn't you say there was also going to be a movie, which, you know, personally I would have been hyped for, because you remember very well about this, I might as well just reveal it quickly. Wasn't it true that you said that one of them was going to end up being where it was originally going to be Jason versus Ghostface?
Yes, that was originally supposed to be one of them. I think it was called,
Scream for Friday the 13th.
No, I think it was called.
Oh, I thought you said it was that.
No, I think that's what they originally were going to call it, and then they changed it. I think they changed it. All right, I'm trying to remember. The one where it's Jason against Leatherface, they called that. I'm trying to remember. I think they called that Jason's Rebirth, which is where basically he was supposed to be killing people, but he also was supposed to be heading to Texas. Where,
by the way, where did you find out this information again? I remember asking you a while ago.
No, so what happened was I was looking through, I was scrolling through my information, and this was a little bit before the lawsuit happened, and I was scrolling through it, and there was like a table of contents thing that was revealed, and it showed the next several movies that they were going to make. And
was
they
that before the lawsuit?
Yeah, this is before the lawsuit happened. Yes, they were supposed to be making another one because Todd McLaughlin, who made the 6th movie, right, was supposed to be making Jason in the Snow, but that didn't happen either because of the lawsuit. But what was supposed to happen was, I think it was.
Did you say, I can't remember if I asked this, have you seen Never Hike Alone?
Yes, I've seen that one.
I haven't watched the sequel yet, but I've heard the sequel is really good, Never Hike in the Snow.
Never seen Never Hike in the Snow, but I've seen Never Hike Alone. I've seen it. But I'll be honest with you, I think what was supposed to happen, and this is actually a huge thing that people were actually looking forward to. I was too when I found out. So I want to ask you something because I want to see maybe if you can guess it. Okay.
Wow.
In the Jason versus Leatherface, right? There was one legendary person that played as Jason in the past that was supposed to come back and play as Jason one final time. Who was that going to be?
Is it? I'm probably wrong on this because I might be getting confused. And by the way, that's why, in my opinion, I need to be more nerdy with my Friday the 13th facts. Because I mean, you're like the top guy for like knowing Friday the 13th stuff.
Because I've been watching it, so that's why I've been watching it since I was a little kid. So.
Yeah. Oh, like that one. Did I like out?
No, you didn't.
Oh, it's because I came back as Tommy Jarvis. That's why.
Nice.
Anyway, my guess is, because I forgot the name, so eventually that's what I was building up to about why I need to know more facts about Friday the 13th. Is it the guy who did 7, 8, and X?
You mean 6? You mean 7, 8, and 9 and 10?
Yeah, sorry, I missed 9. Yeah,
The guy's name is Kane Hodder.
Yeah.
And yes, it was supposed to be Kane Hodder.
Nice.
So Kane Hodder. So the plan was to have Kane Hodder back as Savini Jason. If not Savini Jason, then they were gonna have him come back as what they call Devil Jason, which was the one that was supposed to go against Michael Myers. And it was either supposed to be one of those two. And the reason why they didn't go through with that was because of the lawsuit. But if the lawsuit never happened, we would have seen Kane Hodder come back as Jason one final time.
Yeah.
Which would have been pretty damn cool. So.
Yeah, I agree. That would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah, and Kane Hodder, and they said that was supposed to be the last time Kane Hodder would ever gonna be Jason, because if you remember, Kane Hodder said, "Don't get me wrong, I love playing Jason, but after a while, it does take a lot out of you, you know."
Yeah.
So like, you know, he said he wanted to play as Jason one more time, you know. So
basically, probably if the reality kept him for the lawsuit, that would have been probably his final time playing Jason, right?
So basically what they said, what was supposed to happen was, it was either going to be when he was against Michael Myers or when he was up against Leatherface, was supposed to be his final go around as Jason, because he said he could only do one more movie, because
he's gonna kill me now. I fucked up earlier.
Because he said that movie, even though he loved those movies, they took a lot out of him, because that's a lot of, you know, of stuff he had to do, you know.
Yeah.
And
so I forgot what I was going to build up on, but you can carry on, by the way, while I try and think.
But to answer your question, I think it was supposed to be when he went against Michael Myers. So at that time, he was supposed to be known as, I'm trying to remember. When he was against Leatherface, he was known as Savini Jason, and then after he had defeated Leatherface, right? He had to have Leatherface's blood covered him, all over him, if you know what I'm trying to say. And so that one, when he was supposed to go against, I think it was Ghostface. After that, he was supposed to be known as Bloody Jason, because he was covered in blood and everything. And no, it wasn't because he was bleeding. It was because it had Leatherface's blood on him, so that's why. And then the third one was supposed to be, I think, what we like, a version that we like to call, I think, which is what it was called, Mutant Jason. That's what it was, Mutant Jason. And basically, it was supposed to be like this Jason that was like, fucking, you know, muscular as fuck. It was supposed to be like muscular as fuck, and like, you know, a Jason that couldn't be touched and everything like that. You know, like a pretty OP Jason, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that was what was supposed to happen when they had made Kane Hodder come back.
Can I quickly tell you these two ideas that I kind of thought? One of them kind of sounds iffy, but the other one's all better. So if they carried on, they carried on after that one where Jason died by the volcano. If they did, I think the idea for Jason, if they made it look really cool looking, imagine if they made Molten Jason. That would look cool.
They could do that. The only problem is they would have to figure out how they're going to end it, because, you know, with Volcano, that should have killed him.
Yeah.
You know, that wouldn't make sense. So,
yeah.
No matter how badass
if they got creative though, then they could like. But by the way, I was saying if they carried on afterwards, which I wouldn't surprise me if they did, then they'd probably like give another way. Oh, he's doing the same fucking kill.
He killed me with that too, but
yeah.
But no, but I want to answer your question real quick. It's not that it's a bad idea. I would love to see a Molten Jason. Like, that would look sick. But the problem is, it would have no meaning because Jason's already dead. Jason's already dead. They already killed him. So what good is that molten Freddy? What good is that molten Jason gonna do? I'm not trying to sound mean. I've known a lot about the Friday the 13th stuff for years.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's like, how does that make sense? Like, don't get me wrong, it would be badass. You know, that would be a good character for the game because, you know, it's a whole new idea.
But my theory is they could either kill him off if they did that. They could either kill him off in like a really cool, brutal way, or maybe this might sound cliche, but maybe they could mix it in with both. But maybe they could kind of be like some like ritual, but then also kind of mixing it in with like something physically, because that would make sense.
Yeah.
Like how the fuck.
Yeah, but you do know that Jason can't die, right?
Yeah, I know that, but of course that wouldn't, you know, fully kill him.
But
because, you know, he'd still be alive.
Right, but here's the problem. When you put somebody in a volcano, no matter if you can never die or not, you're dead. It's that simple because that's molten lava. Okay? Yeah. You're not surviving molten lava. You're not going to survive that even if you come back to life or not. You're not surviving that shit. You know. Yeah. I don't care who you are. You may be undead, you may be, you know, be able to live forever, but if you're getting erupted from a volcano with all that lava, you're not surviving. That's just how it is.
God,
you know? So, basically how they're supposed to kill him was that nobody was actually supposed to kill him. It makes no sense, I know. Let me explain how this would work, okay? So, what's supposed to happen... You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear.
Okay, I'm just double checking because of my headset, but that's why I was asking. But what was supposed to happen was it was supposed to be one-on-one. That means Jason was supposed to kill off everybody. So he was supposed to kill off like Ghostface, Leatherface, Freddy Krueger, Chucky. The Leprechaun was supposed to be another one. He killed off all those guys, right?
Yeah.
The last two that were remaining was Michael Myers and Jason. And so what happened was they were supposed to get on top of the volcano.
Yeah.
And what was supposed to happen was Jason was supposed to throw Michael Myers into the volcano and kill him. But while that happened, Jason would lose his balance and fall into the volcano and erupt and die.
Yeah.
Because his heart was going to be burnt alive, if you know what I mean. And basically, what was supposed to happen was that was how they were going to kill off Jason. Because
here's something I was going to ask you real quick. Do you agree... See, there's only been theories going around, so this could be either A, true but hidden, or B, false. But do you agree that they're secretly making an upcoming Friday the 13th movie that I've heard it's kind of like going to be like another remake, if that's true? I don't know what they're doing, but I just remember there was talk about that a while ago.
Here's my opinion on it. I think secretly that they are, but they can't release it to the public until after the lawsuit. Because with the lawsuit going on, if they release that movie, you know, they can get in trouble. Yeah. If you know what I mean. So, yeah, I get it. Do I think personally that they could be working on a movie? Yes. But I just can't say that they are or they're not because, like I said, they could get in trouble for that. So,
right.
It really depends. It really depends. But... Did you restart your stream, by the way?
I'm gonna do it. Are you in lobby now, by the way?
No, I'm just spectating, but I can if you want me to.
Yeah, correct, the lobby, and then I'll try and restart the stream. See what happens.
Alright, leave with the party. Alright.
If it doesn't do it again, then I'll just get up again, but that must mean it's probably wrong with the thing.
Alright.
But I'll probably have to try and sort out...
No Love Gaming. No Love Gaming, there's only fan-made movies right now. Yeah, I know about that, No Love Gaming. Thank you for telling me, though. But there are supposed to be actual movies coming out when the lawsuit's over, so... But
And
thank you.
hopefully, if the lawsuit's over, then there'll be more chance of Jason coming to DVD as well.
That's a big one too. But another one, but it's rumored that if it is true and if the lawsuit does end, we could also be seeing more Jason movies, and we could finally be finishing off the franchise, which means we could finally see where he goes into a volcano. So think about that.
Okay. Let's get the Skeptical Jukez here, Andrew. It lagged out last time. Listen, I'm not checking my phone. I'm not checking it. So,
Yep.
for some reason, every time. But I think it works for certain things. But if it's my own stream, I noticed it pops up because I was looking at your stream earlier and it didn't quite like give an error.
Right.
Thing. But we'll say because it could also crash while like cancel my stream while we're in the match. But hopefully that won't happen.
Right.
Alright, is there anyone going to search for a match now?
Yeah, I'm looking for a match. No Love Gaming, I doubt it, unless they pay Miller a lot of money for the rights. I think so too, No Love Gaming. I think Miller should get just a lot of money for it because, he was the one who wrote the first movie. So, and a lot of things you can't do without Victor Miller, so.
Oh, that's not a good sign. It's just the internet quality's bad.
But I do know about that No Love Gaming. I've done a lot of research on the Friday the 13th stuff, so I know a lot of the research. I'm telling my good friend who's like a brother to me over here on Skeptical, I'm telling him about it because he doesn't know as much about it as I do. So that's why I was telling him about it. So basically, they can't reach an agreement on money. That's why it's not solved yet.
The question I want to ask you, it's not exactly Friday the 13th, but I just want to ask if you're wondering. What do you think's been happening about the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise?
Oh, that one I can't really answer because I don't really know as much about that one than I do with the Friday the 13th. I can't really answer that.
They've been doing it like, of course, like Jason, where like Freddy keeps coming back, and then they like supposedly like he's supposed to be gone, but then like people don't really know what's going on. And of course, Wes Craven's sadly gone, so that's another reason why it's kind of people don't know what's really going on with the franchise. Because the last thing about it was just a remake, wasn't it? I don't think
it was the remake. Yeah.
They haven't made anything since.
Yeah. No Love Gaming.
But
if you want to.
There was also. Oh, sorry.
I was saying was No Love Gaming. If you want to, you can come sub to me and Skeptical on the channel. We'll give you shout outs, and we do that for everybody. So, and once I get to maybe 200 or 300 subs on my channel, haven't decided yet, I might start doing rewards, but I just have to figure out how to do it. So.
For a change, I'm playing as Adam, by the way.
Oh, Adam's really good. Adam's really good.
Yeah.
But no, so to answer your question, I really. I can't really answer the question when it comes to the...
Just like Friday the 13th, there has been rumours that they are going to continue the franchise in some way, shape or form, but I don't know, I haven't heard anything in a while.
But the problem...
a year ago.
But the problem is... There's no lawsuit for Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wasn't there a small one though? I thought there was a small one.
No. There wasn't. Not true. The only thing that was a lawsuit about was if they were going to make a game out of it because they didn't know how they were going to do it because there was a game in the past, but it was so old that it's kind of easily forgotten about. So.
Can't be real.
You there, Skeptical? Oh, I think he's AFK, but...
Yeah, I'm here by the way, Angelo.
Oh, okay.
So I was just talking to him. Oh, I found a machete. Cool.
Nice. But, did the stream work?
Switching on. Yeah, Angelo?
I was saying, did the stream work?
Yeah, it's working fine for now, hopefully. So.
Okay. At least that's a good thing. At least it's working, so. But, no, so here's the thing. I can't really answer anything with the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff because I know less about that than I do with Friday the 13th. Because I've been watching Friday the 13th since I was a little kid. I've been watching it since I was like 5, 6-ish.
I think I told you this before. Well, actually, this is going to be like two conversations in one if this makes sense, right? So you ready?
Yeah.
So basically, well, even though I kind of grew up on Michael Myers first, I've always been more of a Jason Voorhees fan, right? And basically, I don't know if your experience is the same about horror, but I've always been a horror fan due to kind of like the atmosphere and the characters and everything around that. But I think also another reason why I'm a big fan of horror is also because how it's kind of like affecting my life anyway, because I've always had like certain nightmares of things. Like I've always had like a thing where like I like wolves, but at the same time I'm fucking terrified of them. Since when I was a child, I kept on having like loads of nightmares. There's like one period of my childhood where I kept on having non-stop nightmares of wolves. Like whether it was a werewolf or wolves, like no matter what type of wolf it was. I think the most disturbing one, I think I explained this to you a while ago, had to be the one where one time I was getting chased through a werewolf in a forest and he was wearing that stereotypical fucking hunter's jacket, you know, the one where it's kind of like checkered, like red and black.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was running in the forest and I could hear like the chainsaw him behind me. Then in the end I thought he was gone. And then it was fucking brutal, right? Because the chainsaw goes straight through my head, onto the other side of my head, goes straight first into a fucking tree.
Wow.
Fucking terrifying. That has to be probably the most scary.
So,
like, probably wolf nightmare ever.
So,
what is it?
So, here's my response to that. How I got into horror was a very different... What?! You don't need me out here! Stacey, you know what I want. You can either give me cheese or pepperoni. That's simple. Anyway. Sorry about that. My sister likes to bother me, but... Anyway. So, to answer that question, so I'm kind of an oddball here. I didn't really have nightmares growing up with the horror movies. I actually grew fascinated by it. I actually grew a love for it by not having any nightmares.
So I didn't mean horror movies. I mean like horror stuff in general. Like that's kind of like another thing. Why
no, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I had grown a huge love for horror stuff. So like I remember I watched this, so I don't know if I told you this story, but I might have. But so the story behind this one, this is an interesting story, was that when I was little, I watched a movie, I think it was called Zombieland or something, I forget what it was called. But it was like a
comedy movie.
I don't remember what it was called, but
yeah, but I get what you mean. It's probably like something similar to that. But yeah,
it's similar to that. It was similar to it, but I just couldn't remember what it was called. But but I was watching a zombie movie when I first got into horror, and
oh shit, he's right fucking that.
And so basically, what happened? An interesting story with me was when I first got into horror, it was a thing where I felt more at peace with myself than I did afraid, because with me, the story with that was I didn't know what fear was when I was little. Like I wasn't afraid of really anything. I looked at fear like it was just an obstacle in my way, if you know what I mean.
Sorry, by the way. Oh shit. Oh, that was a lucky teleportation. Am I dead? No, I'm dead! Fuck, almost got out. Yeah, you were saying?
But no, so basically, I really appreciate you asking me this question, because not a lot of people know this about me, so... Alright. I'm a very strange person when it comes to that.
Yeah, I am actually too. I'm gonna bring it up in a sec, but I'm still down to listen to your side first, by the way.
So, with me, I wasn't into one particular movie. I wasn't like into like.
I'm the same. I love horror movie genres in all the different types, like slashers, etc. Like all of them.
I like the only movies that ever actually scared the crap out of me was anything with spiders. Like I am very arachnophobic. I'm very arachnophobic. I've always been scared to death of spiders. So I watched a movie. One of my friends. You remember Andrew, right? The one I told you about.
Yeah.
So I was over at his house one time. He put on a movie. This is his idea, not mine. So don't blame me for this. I didn't know he was going to do it, right? But he put on a movie called Big Ass Spider. And he was afraid of spiders too. And I'm like,
I think that's probably one of the in the list of the most common phobias, to be honest.
But I have a good reason to be afraid of spiders. I was bitten by one when I was little.
Yeah.
I was about 4 or 5 when I got bitten by a spider, and my foot was like a hot air balloon. Like I couldn't even walk on it. And I was like, and I had school, I think about a few days later, and they said my foot was so swollen that I couldn't walk on it, and I ended up going to the gym and played anyway, because I wasn't going to listen to anybody. I was defiant like that, but...
Alright, before I forget, I might as well spit this out now. So, my logic when it comes to fears is pretty fucking weird, right? Listen to this. So, the phobia that I'm surprised I've never had when growing up is drowning. Here's why, right? So, twice in my life, I've actually almost drowned, right?
Yeah.
One was more closer than the other.
Yeah.
So basically one time I forgot how old I was. I'll just say 5, 4, and something.
Right.
I've only ever been on a cruise ship once, but I actually wouldn't mind doing it again. So I actually remember really enjoying it as a kid.
Right.
The only downside was luckily, well, what am I saying luckily, so I'm spinning on the wrong shit. I wasn't paying attention, and basically I was in the pool and I reached the deep end. Well, I got to the point where I literally, because I wasn't a good swimmer back then, right? I was too young, and of course, I couldn't touch the ground or anything, and it was like too deep for me, since I wasn't tall back then, of course, and I wasn't that much of a good swimmer back then.
Right.
Anyway, I was fishing in the water, and I literally felt it was really hard for me to breathe, and it was like just all the water flowing around me, and me just trying to get back up, and I was literally choking in the water. But luckily, this guy dived into the water and saved me.
Yeah.
And to this very day, I wish I knew what that guy looked like, because I was literally choking to death. My eyes were very blurry because of course of the water going in my eyes.
Right.
But yeah, after that. Before I come the conclusion on that phobia is there was another time, which I don't know if it was a few years before or a few years after, I was still a little kid. Anyway, there was this little brat, right, and it was at this like hotel. There was these water slides, and I was kind of tempted whether to go and slide down it or not, because, I thought, this is a bit risky, well, if I can't swim. And there was like this little brat kid was almost trying to push me down the fucking slide, like, purposely.
Yeah.
Like being an a-hole.
Right.
And luckily I was calling out and my mum had to save me, but that was another reason why I almost, if I let go, with him pushing me, I could have gone into the water, and if I couldn't, if I went in there and I couldn't get, if I actually went down the slide, because I was gripping on top of the water slide, right? The tube ones.
Yeah.
And, if somehow I was either pushed down or actually let go, if I landed in the water and I couldn't swim, then I was basically kind of screwed almost. So my mum probably would have put me in there and tried to save me anyway. But yeah, I've just always been surprised that after those two situations, I've never had a huge phobia of water. I've just my logic, don't mind me, I'm going to go back in the water. Like most people that would scare the shit out of them, and they'd probably have a phobia of water for so long.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, with me, I don't fear anything or anybody. I don't, because the thing is with me, I've been put through some shit. So it's like, I don't fear anything or anybody. You know what I mean? So I have good reasons for that. But I remember, you're gonna think this one's fucked up, right? So,
alright.
I remember when I was little, I watched a movie called Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things.
Oh, I've never heard of that movie. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. Is that what
Yes,
it's called?
that's what it's called, yes. And I watched that movie. That movie was supposed to be one of the scariest movies in history.
Okay.
Didn't scare me once.
Wait, really? Well, no matter what disturbing shit was in it? Well, I don't know what's in it, but I can just imagine it being extremely disturbing. Like,
It was more like terrifying, like disturbing, right?
yeah.
It didn't even scare me.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Well, because here's the thing, I wasn't afraid of a lot of things. But so here's a funny story. You're gonna laugh at this.
Okay.
So I think it was about a year or two ago when Andrew came over to my house. We were hanging out. This is, I think around the time I was getting to know you, right? And
yeah, sorry.
and no, don't worry about it. And so turn around. He dressed up as Michael Myers for Halloween, and I'm like,
oh, shit.
not Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger. And I'm like,
Still
oh God.
scary.
Right, so I'm like, so he's like, oh, I'm gonna try and scare you, because the thing is with Andrew's never scared me before. Like, he's never like when we've done Halloween stuff before, he's never scared me. He's tried, but he's failed. You can still hear me, by the way, right?
Yeah, I still can.
All right, I'm just double checking because I know my headset. So.
Jason, since I've never. Oh no, it didn't save it. Fuck! I unlocked some new kills on him. I was gonna save him. Never mind.
But no, but no. So, only time Andrew ever scared me was when we watched a big ass spider movie. But but that was because
but that didn't scare you when he was wearing the.
No, it didn't. No, because he was like, I'm gonna scare you finally. He's gonna see, because he was like, because he never actually scared me before. Like, he's never like he's never
like hasn't physically like made me jump.
Yeah, basically he's never actually made me like piss myself or shit myself or anything, you know. And like when I've seen spiders, and so turn around and he's like, okay, so I'm gonna scare you this time. I'm like, okay, I'd like to see you try. Because he's tried scaring me for a couple years, and he's failed every time. So, so, no offense, Andrew, but you did. You failed miserably. But that's
the best way to put it, I guess.
But you know, anyway, so he appeared as Freddy Krueger, and he's like, so did I scare you? I'm like, no. I'm like, no. I just said calmly, but I'm also said it kind of badass. I'm like, no, you didn't scare me. He's like, fuck. You're gonna think it's hilarious because it was random, dude. I'm like, I knew he was gonna dress up as fucking Freddy, because I'm like, who the hell else would he dress up as, you know? And he's like, did I scare you? I'm like, nope. He's like, fuck. It's fucking hilarious.
That's what Tommy Jarvis, right?
What?
Okay. Oh no, it's just to hear people in game chat, isn't it? You know the walkie-talkie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But no, if you actually were here when it happened, you would be dying of laughter.
Yeah, probably if I was there and he didn't tell any of us, I probably would have been the one that got jump scared. I'm not gonna lie, knowing me. Sometimes
but no,
I can't get scared easily at certain things. Sometimes it just depends what, really.
But here's the thing with me though: if you're with me a lot, just know you're not gonna get scared very often, because I'm one of the bravest people you ever meet. I don't fear anything, so hell, I would even jump out of a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you can't say that about a lot of people. So
that's true.
You know, a lot of people would be scared to jump out of a plane. I was asked once if I wanted to go and go parachuting with somebody. I'm like, sure, why not? It would be fun.
No, I didn't realise he was placing that. No!
But,
this is probably going to be a good kill. Oh shit! I remember this one. He went to the honor.
But
oh, both of them. Yeah, sorry.
But no, so turn around. And
there, got it.
I put gas in the 4-seater, by the way. But true fucking story. So, I'm like, really, Andrew? I'm like, you know I love you. You're like a brother to me, but you really think that's gonna scare me? Like, you've known me for almost 8 years, okay? You've known me for almost 8 years.
Wait, so when did he do that prank on you?
It was about a year or two ago when he came over.
Okay.
And, when he came over last time, before, let's just say some shit went down. And, which I'm not gonna get into that, but basically, long story short, so when he came over last time, he tried to scare me, and he failed very badly, and because of that, he didn't scare me, and he's like, well, how the fuck do you expect, how am I gonna scare you? I'm like, you're not gonna be able to. You know what the funny part about that is too? Well, he said, you're exactly right. he's like, cause I said to him, like, cause that was when he was Freddy, right? And I said to him, you're not gonna scare me. You've tried for almost 8 years, and you haven't scared me once in those, you know.
You still wearing that trap? Are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Sorry, yeah, you're saying.
But no, like, listen to what I'm telling you, right? You're gonna find this hilarious. Let's say you've known me for 8 years, right?
Okay.
And you've tried nothing but just tried to scare me to death, okay? And you've never succeeded. How would you feel?
Pretty disappointed.
That's what my point is. I felt so disappointed for Andrew because it was like, you know what my biggest fear is, and you can't even scare me. What the fuck? I'm like, you know, I'm deathly afraid of spiders, but yet you bring out Freddy Krueger on me. I'm like,
yeah.
Really?
Okay, here's a serious question for you, right? If someone pulled a spider prank on you, would you be both annoyed and proud or not? What would your honest opinion be on that?
My honest opinion, I would probably shit myself.
Yeah.
I would probably shit myself. Because, you know, spiders have always been the thing that has caused fear in me. Because spiders have been a burden, but they've also been kind of a blessing to me in a way. They've been a blessing to me because of my defiance. Because why do you think I earned the nickname King Cerberus?
I think I get that on right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I earned it because of my defiance, and I learned that when I got bitten by a spider, and my foot was swollen like a hot air balloon, and I couldn't. And they told me I couldn't do gym or anything, and I did it anyway.
Oh, he's doing the same kill he did on me.
Yeah. You know, and they told me I couldn't play that day because my foot was so swollen.
Sorry, what was that you were gonna play again?
So we were doing, I think it was basketball, and it was part of a gym class, and because I was pretty good at basketball, but I wasn't the best. But I was pretty good. Like I could dodge, I could keep the ball and everything. I was pretty good at 3-point shooting and 2-point shooting, but I wasn't good at dunks or anything. But you know what I'm getting at by that. But
yeah.
But anyway, so turn around, and my foot was like a hot air balloon, and you know how big those hot air balloons are, right? Imagine that being my foot, by the way.
Oh shit.
Yeah, imagine that being my foot, because my foot was so swollen because of my spider bite. And they told me I couldn't.
How old was you when that happened again?
I was about 5, 6-ish, but I was like I think it was in like 1st or 2nd grade at the time, but this is when I had gym, and as one of the courses, and because we had gym around that time, and because at that time, you know, gym was a necessity to pass, you know.
Right.
And so I had to have gym at the time, and it was a few days later it was a few days because I had to take a few days off because I had to go to the hospital to get it checked and everything to see if it was poisonous or anything. Thank God it wasn't poisonous.
Okay.
Thank God. But it was venomous, very venomous, and because of that, my foot was like a hot air balloon. You know, like what a hot air balloon is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about my foot being that size.
Alright.
Think about that. Think about how that my foot being that big. So I was told from the doctors not to play. I was told from the doctors not to play gym for about, I think, a few weeks until it was fully healed, right? Or until the swelling went down, right?
Right.
Guess what I did?
What?
The day later, when I went back to school, I played gym.
Oh.
I looked at my doctor and I'm like, "Fuck you!" and ever since then, that's when I had my defiance. And I did it anyway, even though I was told not to. And I was known as the most defiant person in high school when it came to that, because I didn't know how to stay down. I didn't know how to, heal or anything. I was too tough for my own body. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean by that, or not really?
Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
Hold on. Skeptical, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So I had to get back. I had to switch up my position, but anyway, because how I was positioned was uncomfortable. But anyway, but that's kind of how King Cerberus was born. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Was when I was a little kid and I was defiant because I wouldn't listen to anybody about me missing gym or anything, and that's kind of how King Cerberus was born. And that's kind of my story of how I became King Cerberus. And so around that time I didn't really fear anything. So that's why when I was watching horror movies and stuff at the time, I had no fear, because I was so defiant and I was so ignorant, if you know what I meant, that I didn't know what fear was. And honestly, to me, fear was weakness to me. That's how I grew up. Was, to me, fear was a weakness. And I'm not saying, fear's a bad thing. Everybody gets scared sometimes. Everybody gets scared sometimes. But it's just, to me, how I was when I was growing up, was fear was a weakness. And and I was not weak. I was one tough son of a bitch, and so to me, fear was gonna hold me back. So to answer your question about why I was never afraid of anything, it was because to me, fear was always a burden, if you know what I'm trying to say by that.
Alright.
To me, fear was an excuse, and I never lived in excuses. So and like I said, that's just how.
Oh shit!
Like right there, I don't blame you for being afraid, because everybody's afraid of something. That's just how it is. But me, I always, to myself, that's just how I feel with myself. I'm not saying it for everybody else. I'm just saying it was me and me only. So I didn't want you to think it had anything to do with you or anything. It doesn't. Trust me. But I felt fear was a weakness, because fear would always just hold you back. You know what I mean? From greatness and everything. And honestly, I always believed that since I was little, and that's why I've never been really afraid of anything, because I'd never let anything hold myself back from what I wanted to achieve. And so to me, fear has always been weakness, and there's the difference between doubt and fear. Like, everybody doubts themselves every once in a while, that's just gonna happen. you know. But that's why I've never really experienced fear, because I've never let fear define me as a person, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So that's why I fear nothing and no one. That's why I fear nothing and no one, because motherfucking Jason. But no, like what? But no, like why do you think when I first played this game, and they said it was the scariest game in existence, I looked at it like, you're lying to me. Like,
I disagree. Yeah, it does have its scary parts, but there are definitely scary games out there. And usually that goes to games like usually mainly with like first-person horror games, since they're like you can sort of right in front of you.
yeah, and like, you know, and like when I played Slender the Arrival, you know, like that's in first person. You know what I mean? And I remember I watched a little bit of Andrew's stream of it, and he was scared to death, right?
Yeah.
When I played it, I wasn't scared at all. I'm like, how are you afraid of it and I'm not?
Probably when I play it, though, I'll probably be like very, very scared, like scared shitless.
No. If you watch my stream, Skeptical, right? You could literally tell not even one word I was saying was...
I still haven't watched the most recent one, but I have watched both of the old parts.
Yeah, and you could tell by the sound of my voice, I was not afraid at all. Like, I had no fear or nothing.
I know most of the time you were like, come here, you fucker, I'm not afraid of you. Shit like that. But literally you're not, though.
I was not. I was not afraid. I was not afraid of him at all. And that's what a lot of people don't understand with me. If I say I'm not afraid of him, I'm not afraid of him at all. And, you know...
Because usually, of course, the cliche goes, someone says, I'm not afraid of you, and then you see them running like scared. Like,
yeah.
That's saying.
That's what I've noticed with a lot of people. It's like, you know, I've noticed that with a lot of people nowadays. It's like, when they say, oh, I'm not afraid, you know, but then they run away. You know, it's like... It's like, what the fuck? You said to me you're not afraid, and now all of a sudden you're running away like a coward? I'm like, you know, you're better than that. You're really gonna slash me, Jason? What the fuck? But no, like...
He did, you see, he used a kill on me, but I don't get why he couldn't do one on you. Because
he probably knew how to pocket knife, probably. But...
Yeah.
But no, what I'm saying is right, so... I remember, like, when I'm going to use Slender the Arrival, for example, right? Let me use that as an example. So when I watched Andrew play Slender the Arrival, he almost shit...
Question. Was the first Slender game Slender the 8 Pages?
I believe so, yes. I believe so.
Do you know what would be cool if they made a remastered of that? Because technically the graphics kind of look a bit iffy now. So if they remastered that, that'll be...
But they got to make the other Slender games as well to go on with that. Because they have, like, Slender Asylum, Slender Christmas, you know, what have you. You know, they gotta do those, so they're gonna do that, because that would just make the most sense. You know, but I'll give you a perfect example, right? Like, you've seen it when I've done my Slender the Arrival streams, right? You could tell, not even one thing I said, I was afraid of. Like...
Oh shit, he's the only one left. Sorry, I didn't realise the 2 died.
Yeah. But you could even tell when I was playing Slender the Arrival, I was not even afraid once. Right or wrong?
From what I remember, yeah, you weren't scared at all.
Like, I just said, come at me, Slender Man, I dare you. I'm like, come after me, I dare you. You know? And so, and when he came up, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you remember when I was doing Genesis, right? I did Genesis. I wasn't even scared once. And Genesis is the hardest mode on Slender the Arrival, by the way. It's the hardest challenge you can do in that whole game.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yes, I agree.
Hold on.
You saying how much you struggled on it?
No. You know how Genesis is the hardest challenge on Slender the Arrival, right?
Yes.
On my first attempt, I beat it. On my first time doing it, I beat it in 3 tries.
Yeah.
And then I beat it I speed ran it on the second time when I share played Eddie, and then the third time, which I beat it recently, took me a little bit more attempts because I had to figure out everything again.
Okay.
But I had beaten Genesis, and when I beat Genesis, I wasn't even afraid once. So that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand with me is just because you tell me that it's scary doesn't mean it actually is. Doesn't mean it's going to scare me. You know what I mean?
I think in my opinion so far, the most scariest game I've played, but mainly due to jump scares, because I mean I played a bit of Outlast 2, but the only thing I didn't like about it was the one mission I was on, but not really mission, kind of like part, I'd say.
Yeah, one part, yeah.
It is the part with the fucking water, like I hate that stealth part.
I haven't seen it, but...
I did get jump scared quite a bit, it did scare me a bit. So far, I think, in my opinion, the scariest game I played is mainly due to the jump scares, is the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, because so far the only ones I've played is 1 to 4, and that was, did I lag out or did you
No.
No, we got kicked.
Yeah, we got kicked. Host left. So, the scariest game I've ever played. Ooh.
Oh, I'll say mine after. Oh, could I quickly say mine first?
Go ahead.
I was building up. Oh wait, no, I did say it. So
You said
the
Five Nights
last thing I was
Freddy's.
going to finish. Yeah, the last thing I was going to say onto it is, I haven't played it on PC or console yet, but I think I'll more likely play it on console first. But I remember you hearing it a while ago, I might as well just say it just in case, is I've played 1 to 4 on a tablet, so like touchscreen, so that was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, I can understand if you're afraid of the fourth game, because because of how the animatronics are, like they look fucking demonic. It's like, what the fuck, you know?
Honestly.
Hold on. Like, hold on a second.
Alright.
Hold on a second. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry, it was my headset. But anyway, so I can understand the fourth game because the only one that ever actually creeped me out, like it didn't scare me. I'm going to emphasize that. It didn't scare me. Okay? But it caught me off guard. I was not expecting it, was Nightmare. That's why Nightmare has always been my favorite, because Nightmare and Foxy were always my two favorites. And Nightmare is always my favorite because he was so mysterious and there was not a lot of backstory behind him. And that's what I love. I love wanting to know more about a character. You know what I mean? And that's why I love Nightmare so much. You know, is because, you know, even though he caught me off guard, he didn't scare me.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, soon you're gonna need to tell me the order, because I have seen like 2 videos of Dorco's like explanation of, well, kind of like explanation / telling of Scott Cawthon's books, but you're gonna need to soon tell me the order of the books, because I really want to get them and read them. I've heard recently all the way through of Scott Cawthon's recent story, isn't it called Blackbird? Yeah, Blackbird. That story was surprisingly messed up, actually.
Yeah,
like,
I don't have that one yet. I don't have that one
it's
yet.
It's actually really fucking creepy.
The first, I have 2 of those. I have 2 of those stories. I have Into the Pit and I have Fetch. Those are the only 2 I have, and those are the first 2 books.
Which so far, Dorco's made quite a few songs of the books. Which is cool.
Yeah, I only have.
Which one came first? Wasn't it called The Silver Eyes? Was the first one?
The first Silver Eyes? No, okay. The Fazbear Frights ones are a separate series compared to the Silver Eyes ones.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So the Silver Eyes. Then it was the Twisted ones, and then it was the Fourth Closet. Those were only 3.
I've actually always had an interest in the Twisted ones, because I always thought. Wait,
you know who's on the cover?
Someone made a fan game of the Twisted ones.
That's true. Yes, that's actually true. Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see gameplay of that.
But here's the thing. You know who's on the cover of the Twisted ones?
Was it? Oh. Was it one of the versions of Freddy, right? Like one of the
Yes.
versions of Freddy?
I will give you a hint. Who is my favorite animatronic?
Nightmare.
That's Nightmare.
Yeah, wait, it was Twisted. Is it Twisted Nightmare or just normal Nightmare?
It was normal Nightmare.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And Nightmare's the cover of the Twisted ones. Because, again, you know, that's why I love the Twisted ones. Is because, again, it was supposed to reveal something new. And it's like the book series is different than the games. So, so that's why I loved that's why I got the books. I have the first 3 books, which is Silver-Eyes, Twisted Ones, and the Fourth Closet. I got all 3. I have to get all the Fazbear Fright books, which is I only have the first 2 of. You know, like you're talking about with Blackbird.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Blackbird, I think, is recently to do with the Fazbear Fright stories, right?
Blackbird is part of the Fazbear Fright stories, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, what was you sorting out?
So basically, what I was saying was, the book stories are different than the games.
Yeah. Is it true that they are connected though, in the same lore, or not?
That I can't answer, because I haven't gotten the chance to read the books yet, so I can't really answer that.
Have you read the ones that you got yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I haven't gotten the chance to read them yet. From what Scott said, though, was that there's supposed to be a story or 2 that's in those stories that's supposed to be canon to the actual story of the lore, but he never said which ones. So.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But if what he was saying was true, and there's actually stories from those stories that are actually canon, then that would be interesting to see which ones are canon. But they're saying that this game, Security Breach, is supposed to be like its own separate game. So it's supposed to be like its own separate universe. So don't think that Security Breach is canon to the other games, because it's not. It's its own separate thing. That I do know for sure. But what I'm saying is with the Final Fantasy Freddy's games, I've actually played a little bit of them. I just couldn't beat them because I was at a time limit when I was at the library.
So which ones have you played?
I played a little bit of the first one. I played a little bit of the first one, and I played a little bit of the second one. But I couldn't fully beat them because I was playing them in the library, and they have they had like time limits in the library for like how long you could play something. If you know what I mean.
So did you say you've only played 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, that's the only ones I've played. But I've seen YouTube videos on the Final Fantasy Freddy's games, and so I have an idea of how they work, and so the third game I think is going to be the hardest in a sense because of the mini games. So I'm going to explain to you how I see it. Okay.
Oh shit.
I stunned them.
His spear's gone, like, not even on my arm.
But no, what I'm saying is the first game is hard because of the power. If you know what I mean.
Oh no! Oh shit.
I saved you once, I couldn't save you again.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm saying...
I forgot to thank you for that, by the way.
No problem. But no, what I'm saying is, you could thank me by coming back as Tommy, so...
Wait, you've done that already?
No.
Wait, someone else is Tommy for now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
You can thank me for next game. If you're Jason, you can thank me for that, but no, what I'm saying is... So I want to tell you what you're going to have to be prepared for in the games. In the first game, the hardest thing you have to do is managing your power.
Oh, I think that was a trap I placed. Did you get into it, by the way?
That was me, yeah. That was accidental.
Sorry about that. That was supposed to be for if Jason went to that building. Sorry.
No, I didn't even know it was there, so that wasn't... So... I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention, but... Anyway. But, no, what I was saying was, right, so... Each game has their own challenges, right? So, like, in the first game, the first game of Five Nights at Freddy's, the toughest challenge is managing your power.
Yes, that is true. I've seen loads of different players, including like when I knew or not, that they struggle with that a lot. Surprisingly, I was good but bad with that. It just depended what situation. Like sometimes I can manage it pretty well. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
The second game was difficult because of all the animatronics you had to go against, which is 10 of them, which made it really
and also
fucking challenging.
including having to struggle with monitoring, having like to do
The music box.
marionettes. Yeah, music box. Yeah.
You know, that was what was challenging. The mini games weren't that hard, but you know, the hard part was basically everything else. You know, the third game. The third game. You and I can agree on this if you haven't already. If you've done enough research, the toughest thing on the third game is the mini games, because the mini games is so fucking difficult to do. Like I've had to watch it like 4 times before I understood how those mini games worked. That's how hard those mini games are. Trust me on that. And those mini games are so hard, especially when you're playing as Shadow Bonnie. That fucking mini game is so goddamn difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the hard one. The hard one for the fourth game, the hardest thing about the fourth game, is basically going against Nightmare Own, because he's just a prick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the toughest challenge. And then in the fifth game, the toughest challenge is the one where you're trying to go against Foxy, where you're against Funtime Foxy in his area. And that's fucking difficult because, you know, he's motion activated. You know? So, like, you have to really be conscious of that at all times, because if you don't, you're gonna die. That's just how it is. So, you know, that was what was challenging in the fifth game. The custom nights aren't that bad. You just gotta get into a rhythm, basically.
What would you say is the most challenging thing in
If you know what I'm trying to say.
Pizzeria Simulator? AKA FNAF 6.
Hold on. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Did you hear what I asked?
No.
I said, what would you say is the most challenging
Hold on.
thing in
Hold on. Hang on. What the fuck?
Wait, what happened? You alright?
What the hell?
What does it keep on doing?
My controller just is acting up, but anyway, go ahead.
What would you say is the most difficult thing about Pizzeria Simulator, aka FNAF 6?
You're really putting me on the spot here, aren't you?
I guess, yeah.
I think the hardest thing is the choices you make. If you decide to salvage them or not, because if you decide to salvage them, you know, you don't get any money out of it, and you can't build really a good restaurant. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you don't salvage them, they're going to be coming to your fucking restaurant, and it makes it even harder. So it really depends on your choices. The custom night, that's just fucking obscene, because you have so many fucking challenges, you know, and so many fucking abilities that each one does. It's hard to keep track of them all. I think one of the hardest ones to keep track of is Toy Freddy, because he has a fucking weird ability, which is where you have to watch him do Five Nights at Mr. Hugs, and you know, and that was one of the hardest ones, because you get just so caught up in everything else that you forget about that. You know.
And Angelo, obviously, the most challenging thing about Ultimate Custom Night is 50-20 mode.
Obviously.
Obviously. Dude, yeah. I still love the Dorko meme where he completes it. Dorko crying meme. Because of how long he tried it for, he was like crying.
Hold on.
I love that meme.
Right. No, here's an interesting thing with me. I see... Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Hold
hear
on.
Alright, hello?
Alright, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Sorry about that, my headset was acting up, but anyway. You know what's funny about that?
Yeah.
Markiplier is one of the best Final Fantasy Freddy's players of all time, right?
Well, him and Dorko, in my opinion, because I find
Well, of course.
Dorko really skilled. Yeah.
But Markiplier couldn't even beat 50-20 mode.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I
He
love...
calls himself the king of Five Nights at Freddy's.
But yet, he couldn't beat 50-20
What is it with
mode.
all these Jasons wanting to just melee kill you? What the fuck? Right.
I don't know.
Here's the thing that I was going to tell you about, which I forgot about. It's surprisingly about, this is, sorry, I could be repeating myself, because that's another problem that I have sometimes.
So do I.
Why aren't you running?
She's doing the gas.
Is Jason kind of farming and then killing her?
Yes.
God.
But go ahead, ask what you want to ask.
Is surprisingly with my fears again, is I think I've only ever had nightmares after watching horror movies very few times, right?
Okay.
Because the only one I remember straight away was when I watched my first Halloween movie, which I don't mind repeating again on stream because I love repeating the story a lot because how funny it is, right?
Yeah.
So, on Halloween night a few years ago, I forgot how old I was, maybe 9, I mean probably younger, whatever, I forgot how old I was, but yeah, I was quite young. Anyway, on TV, it came up on the channel, Halloween H2O, like that came on one of the TV channels.
Yeah.
And I stupidly thought that it was a Halloween program about saving water. I love repeating that story due to how funny it is. And then I ended up realising, because I didn't watch the movie from the start, I can't remember whether I watched the movie for the first time all the way through or not, but let's just say I guess I did. Anyway, I ended up realising it was a horror movie, and then I was like, pleading with my mum, oh mum, it's a horror movie, can I ended up watching it? And she said, oh, fine, you can watch it. And yeah, I remember I actually really enjoyed it, because it was of course the first Michael Myers movie I ever watched. But I still couldn't get over the fact that I was laughing it up back then, how comedic it is, when it was about fucking, like, saving water on fucking Halloween.
So you know what's funny was, so when I first watched Jason X, you're gonna think this is funny. I did a pirate reference. I did a pirate reference. So I'm gonna try and do it because I sound like a really good pirate. But so I'm gonna try to do it. But this is what I said. I'm trying to remember what I said because I was really.
Jason Gaming.
Oh wow. But this is when I was really young. So mine was a lot squeakier than when I could do it now. But but I sound like a better pirate, you know. I was like, I said something like, I'm trying to remember what I said, but it was I know it was something like a pirate reference. I'm like, it was something like, "Arr, mateys, you know, Jason X." I'm like, I don't have an X on the X for the spot. I'm like, why are you gonna name it Jason X? It was like, where's my booty? You know, like I just.
Was that what you were thinking about that?
That's literally what I said.
Jason.
That's literally what I said. I'm like, I was trying to be funny. I was trying to do like a pirate reference, but my voice was too squeaky. So I did.
Hey, I'm actually, speaking of pirates and the Jason movie, I'm surprised no one's ever made a parody of Jason X where it's like Pirate Jason. That'd be really funny.
Well, that'd be hard to do as a machine, but.
Yeah.
But no, I remember when I saw Jason X, I literally said this to my family. I think I said it to my mom, and I was trying to do it as a joke, and so I was like, I did it in a squeaky voice. I was trying to sound like a pirate. I was really young at the time. Now I could do it really well, but I did like, yeah, you know, like, there's my pirate booty, you know, there's the X on the spot, you know. I'm like, oh god. I was embarrassed after I said it, but at the same time, it was fucking hilarious. And it was, and then ever since then, that was like, every time I tell that story, it's, people die of laughter. It's like, it was stupid on my end. You know, it was stupid on my end, but it was so fucking hilarious. I'm like, it was
so
so...
basically the same situation as the fucking Halloween H2O story that I always tell people.
Oh, but no, the one thing was I actually sounded like a pirate. I'm like, oh my god, you know. But I'm not bullshitting. That's what it sounded like. But think about that a little bit more squeakier though. You can hear me, by the way, right?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, I'm just double checking.
Oh, I think I'm Jason. I'm Jason.
I was gonna tell you that you were Jason, but I didn't want to ruin the surprise.
Okay, this is the first time me playing Part 2 Jason, by the way. So.
I've played Part 2 Jason before.
Right.
But no, what I'm saying is, but that's a true fucking story. I literally said when I was first watching Jason X, I'm like, I didn't know it meant Jason 10. Right? So I didn't know that. I was too young. So I just said so Jason X, I'm like, I did a pirate reference. I'm like, I basically was like, ooh, you know, X means for pirate booty, you know, something like that. And I remember when I said that the first time, my mom and I were just dying of laughter. And I'm like, I remember I was laughing so hard I almost died. Like, no joke. I was laughing so hard, it was fucking hilarious. And you know what's funny about that?
What?
It was random. It was a random thing I said. I just said it. I didn't care. And it was like, it was for the pirate booty. And it was like, you know, it's to this day, that's one of my funniest stories I can tell, man. It was fucking hilarious. You know?
Yeah.
But I'm not bullshitting you. True fucking story. That happened. True story.
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious. It was It was hilarious, man. Hey, that's me.
Okay. Well, I want to do this one.
Ow! I want to do this one.
Oh, I got a trophy, voodoo doll. See you later then, sucker! I'm gonna go on my killing spree now. Do.
But no, you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
now you see why that story's so fucking funny. You know, because of how random it was. It was such a random fucking thing, and it was so goddamn hilarious. I'm just like, if every time I tell that story, it don't matter if it's one of my best friends or what have you, right? Every time I tell that story, people just laugh about it. It's so fucking hilarious. You know, because that's just how I used to think when I was a kid. Like, I didn't think X meant 10.
Yeah.
Why? Food's there? Why is food there?
That makes you have to fucking jump out. Alright.
I'll be there when it comes. But no, what I'm saying is...
Yeah.
But true story, man. True story.
Yeah.
If you were there when I was little, you'd be like, oh my god.
Yeah. I would have probably laughed at it. I probably would have played around with it. Like, Jason wants the booty. He cannot find the doubloons.
I actually said that too. I'm like, he's like, where's my gold doubloons? He's like, so you know what's funny was when Jason X came out, right? When I was doing that pirate reference, I'm like, oh hi mateys, my name is Pirate Jason. You know, stuff like that. It was,
yeah.
And I know that. Wait, why can't you take her out? But no, what I'm saying is right, Skeptical, so listen to this. So I did, so I was pretending to be Jason. So I said, okay. So I did, so you took my doubloons, didn't you? I'm like, oh god. So I started like a pirate. I'm like, yeah, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm like, you took my doubloons, didn't you? And then Jason was like, now I'm gonna kill you for that, you know, and something like that. I'm like, oh god.
Wait, how did he play Spare Traps as Jason again? I keep pressing down. Oh wait, no, it's because I was inside. That's why it didn't work. Never mind. Sorry, yeah.
But true story. True goddamn story. I swear to God on my life, it's true as hell. And what's funny about that, right, was it was all random. It was from my childish mind, and you can't deny it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. I haven't told a lot of people that story. And, you know, hearing that kind of story is fucking hilarious.
It is.
I'm not joking you. That's literally what went through my head when I heard Jason X for the first time. Was basically, you know, that's me, by the way. But no, but it's literally a pirate thing. It was like literally like a pirate thing. Because of how they made the X. It was like X marks the spot and whatever. So I'm like,
yeah.
So I was pretending to be Jason, but as a pirate. So I was basically saying, oh, nice. But I was like, so I was like, ahoy, you know, I'm Pirate Jason, you know, X marks the spot, can you find my treasure? You know, and stuff like that. And then his treasure was supposed to be a fucking machete that was supposed to kill you. But
What happened?
you get what I mean? But
I'm just doing vandalism now. I'm having fun.
but no, what I'm saying is,
I'm just breaking down the fucking wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, true story, true goddamn story, right? I could tell you that story, and it was fucking hilarious. And what's sad about that, right? What's really sad about it was the only person who found that funny was actually my mom.
Really?
Yeah, my sister didn't find it funny. She thought I was stupid, and my biological father thought I was just on crack.
Feel like I said, if I knew about that, personally, I would have found it funny.
It was fucking hilarious. It was fucking hilarious. I was meaning for it to be hilarious. You know? And it was like, and what's fucked up about that too, right, was to this day, it was not my best joke that I've ever done. It was not my best joke. I've done better jokes. But that was still one of my funniest jokes I've ever done. You know?
Oh my bro, why is Part 2 Jason so easy to fucking stun?
Because he wasn't very good, that's why.
That makes sense.
He was, you know, he was what you call a basic Jason, right?
Yeah.
So, why did I use?
How many can they kill me just by like later?
They can kill you if one of them has a sweater, and if the other ones have what they need, they can kill you. But
okay.
Just be aware that if they have the sweater and they have a Tommy, they can kill you. So, I've actually been killed before as Jason, not very many times, but I have. So, and it's one of the worst things ever, to be honest. So.
Right.
But I've also killed Jason before. I've also killed Jason before too.
Ribbons, legs off!
You know, I'd be a good, do you remember Mortal Kombat? Do you remember, Baraka?
Vaguely, yeah.
The Cow Cotton?
If I saw it, I'd be like, oh yeah, but the name doesn't ring a bell.
The one with the blades in his arms? Do you remember the one with the...
I'm fucking furious now!
No, do you remember the one with the blades in his arms? From Mortal Kombat?
No.
Well, that's Baraka, but I could do his voice. I can literally do his voice. I could, like, I've always wanted to voice act as him, right? And I can actually do an impression of him.
Oh, cool.
If I could do it if you want.
Sure, I'm down to listen.
Alright, listen to this. You're gonna find this hilarious. Hello, Jason. Go fuck off. I have spikes ready for you. Now go die.
Yeah. That's actually really good for it.
No.
I like that.
It'll be like, I'll do another one, but it'll be like, but this one's gonna be a little bit more funnier. Right? I'd be like, this is what I'd say. I'd be like, you ready? Hold on. Skeptical, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can stay. I'm just right.
Okay. But here's another one I could say, right? This one you're gonna be laughing even harder. This one, this is like, okay. Jason, you should go to jail after all the killings you've done. Why are you fucking here, you ugly you fugly motherfucker? Go rot in hell. And I could also do like, hey, at least our movies are pretty good at our characters in it. What happened in part 5 for you? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that would be my Baraka impression.
Right.
And no, did you hear what I just said?
Sorry, yeah, the one about why Jason is in jail yet?
No, not that one. Did you hear what I just said a little bit after that?
No, sorry.
No, listen to this one, right? Here's what I said. You're gonna think this one's fucked up. You're gonna laugh. Here's what I said. I said, in our movies, we're all the original characters. In part 5, you were a fucking ambulance driver. What is that? How does that make any sense? You heard what I said, right? Do you need me to repeat that one more time?
Oh! Oh, yeah.
Alright. Let me know when you're ready and I'll do it.
Okay, no.
Alright. In our original movies, we are the original characters, but yeah, in part 5, you had to be an ambulance driver. What the fuck? That ruined the movie for you. Why don't you become a fugly fuck and get out of our lives? No, go fuck off. That's my Baraka impression of Roy in part 5.
Yeah.
And then you do Freddy vs. Jason. Oh god, I have a good one for this. You're gonna laugh at this. I'm like, oh, so you have a burnt motherfucker who's going up against a guy who's fugly as fuck. How does that work? And then who's gonna win this one? They're both fugly as fuck. And then Baraka's like, hey, I might not be the best looking, but I look better than both of you fucktards.
Did I lag out?
I don't know what happened.
I probably lagged out. Oh, did I? I was kicked! Damn it, the host left!
His host left the game. But
I was having so much fun as part 2, Jason.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Yeah.
Hold on. Why is my headset acting up? The hell?
I got time for one more match, by the way, and then I gotta go.
Yeah, I have time for one more too, but you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Yeah. But what do you think of that impression?
They were great, even though I don't remember that character yet, because again, that's another thing I need to look into more, because for now, my favourite character out of Mortal Kombat is always Scorpio, because I love the get over here!
Right.
Yeah,
Baraka's always been my favorite, because I love doing his voice. I'm like, so, you want to confront me, don't you? I'm like, well, now you're gonna die. Now you're gonna get a blade up your ass.
Oh, by the way, the werewolf, are you someone that I play with on PS4, by the way? You call me Neon, so you could be any of my friends.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure if I know you, because I probably would if you said your username thing.
Yeah.
Just double check it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so used to calling you Skeptical by your YouTube channel that
Yeah, that's alright.
you know, it's just with me. That's just what I'm used to. But I know your real name, your gamer tag is Neon Sushi 971. I know that, but
Yeah.
I'm just used to calling you Skeptical. That's just me. But
Oh, you're TJ? Oh, hey, man. That's the first time me seeing that your YouTube name on there. See, I am tempted to change my gamer tag to it, but I'll think about it because it's got me kind of tempted on keeping Neon, but I don't know.
I mean, that's up to you. That's up to you. But I mean, but I'm not bullshitting. I could literally do Baraka's impression. I'm like, especially how he was like when he first came out. I could do his impression like when he first came out. I'm like, so you want to confront me now, don't you? Well, don't forget, I have a blade, and I'm gonna stick it up your ass. You know. That's literally what I said when I first played a Mortal Kombat game, and I played as Baraka, and I'm like, oh, so you dare challenge me? Okay, now you get this blade up your ass. Now die.
Oh, here's a fun question that I've always wondered about you, right? Because I like these sort of questions, to be honest. Like, I'm the type of person who's always down for questions, right?
I love answering people's questions. I like being interviewed, so go ahead.
Yeah, I like asking and answering people's questions too. But mine is, what's a thing that you would feel like you're most excited for? Not only recently that's going to come out, and also for in the future. Because I'll quickly answer mine first. Is mine? Well, actually, it's kind of smallest. I'll try and make it small as I can because I could probably also go on extra things. But one I can't think of in my head right now until I don't ramble on for ages. But my list of my things that I'm hyped as shit on for recently is one, the Trickster coming out. I'm even more hyped on him because he's getting delayed for the 30th, which at the same time I'm pissed off on, but at the same time I get because there's rumours that they might be changing him again. And they might also be adding a Coldwind map rework, but that Coldwind map rework thing could be false. But I mean, that would be pretty neat if the dev surprised us with like Coldwind reworks.
Are you still streaming?
Yeah, I'm still streaming.
Okay.
The extra things that I want to quickly say that I'm really hot as shit for is the FNAF movie to finally be released, because I'm gonna, hopefully if COVID cools down, then I'm gonna be able to watch in cinemas.
You know that's coming out in 2022, right?
Yeah, so more likely by then COVID would have hopefully put it down.
Oh, it should be down by that time.
Yeah, and also to watch a new screen.
So, what I look forward to? That's a good question. No, it's the Revy Rev guy, but so I'm gonna answer this question as honest as I possibly can. The one thing I look forward to the most, Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I don't care what anybody says. I look forward to that shit. I look forward to that.
Especially because of how many years that took to finally come into like proper production.
You know they're working on it this spring, right?
Wait, they're actually like gonna start working on it this spring?
Yeah, they actually are.
Oh, nice.
And
but yeah, I remember I was hyped on it because wasn't originally that movie was supposed to be planned to be released back in 2015 or something like that?
It was actually 14. It was 14.
It was actually really supposed to come out the same year as when the first game came out, really?
Yeah, because it was supposed to be about the first game.
Oh, okay.
But then they were like, no, let's wait till the other games come out and then we'll do the other ones. Because they were so focused on making the games that they didn't want to make the movies yet because they didn't fully know the storyline yet. So
Alright. Sorry, that's my mum. I'll quickly ask this friend to TJ. Sorry, TJ, what are you referencing to, by the way? Just to make sure. Which you can repeat the thing, because like I'm getting a bit confused about what you're referring to. Because more likely I'll agree on it, but I just want to double check what you're referring to. The other thing I want to quickly tell you, Angelo, is another thing I'm really happy for about the new FNAF movie is that it's made by Blumhouse.
yes,
Who do like Halloween and every other.
and Blumhouse is supposed to be one of the best companies around right now. So
yeah, they're so good for horror. I'm just honestly very happy about that. Like, very.
And they even agreed on a script with Scott too, which is saying something. So
basically, they worked together on the script.
Yes, because they need Scott's permission because he was the one who made the games and everything.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with the Friday 13th stuff. It's like, you know, you can't agree on anything without having Victor Miller, you know, they can agree without having Scott, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm basically getting at. And so Scott agreed on the script that they were doing for the first movie, and now they're going to start filming it. So,
Can you say Scott?
Scott Cawthon.
Oh, that. Well, I'm 50-50 on that, TJ, because sometimes the games that... See, here's my whole opinion all about having fun DVD, right? So, if you're having fun, this is usually about fairness and overall killer design, or how the killer's playing. Sometimes I have fun in DVD if the killer is even fucking destroying me. Like, I'll give you an example. If there's like a good nurse or a good pyramid, I'll be fine by that. Because usually most people be like, oh, disgusting, you're playing as both of those killers and you're playing that good, and they won't admit to that, right? But basically, usually for me, when I'm not having fun, that literally means I'm not having fun because the killer is either playing toxically or bad. Like, it sucks in DVD when the killer's playing bad and they have a 4K, because usually I go full trial and like play quite well as killer, and then sometimes I even play how the quote-unquote survivor rulebook does it, where like, oh, they don't tunnel with it, because usually I'm worried if the full squad has DS, or else I might pop me over and not do the run, whatever the saying goes. But yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on that, because in a way I agree on that, because it's kind of reference to entitled survivors, but most of the time if you're not having fun, it's mainly because the overall design of the killer's annoying, or the way how that killer's playing is just fucking annoying. So, yeah.
I'll go with you next time. But no, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Skeptical.
Yeah.
But the thing is with me, another thing I look forward to, and you're probably going to agree with me on this, the Evil Dead PS4 game coming out.
Yes, yes. I remember I told you about it, and you're like, "Who that was by?" And then, yeah, I told you to check it out. So you actually checked it out?
Yeah, I did. I did more research, and it's supposed to be
really good.
It's supposed to be coming out this year.
Oh, really? Did they say when, or is it to be revealed?
I think it's to be revealed, but I think the rumor mill right now is that it's supposed to be coming out this year.
Nice.
And if that is true, then we're going to be getting Evil Dead too, and we're going to be playing that.
I'll be glad to play that with you. Like,
oh, I would be too. I would be too. And but what's interesting, right, is I'll be there in a minute. Let me finish what I'm doing. But anyway, so as I was saying before I keep getting rudely interrupted, is I'm looking forward to the Evil Dead game.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll be there in a minute. Let me finish what I'm doing. I already said that twice already. Jesus Christ, I love my sister, but she doesn't know how to leave me alone.
Oh, I thought that was your mom nagging you. My bad.
No, that was my sister. But no, anyway. So, my mom's at work right now, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, so some of the things I look forward to is like the Evil Dead game, of course, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, of course.
Yeah.
I look forward to. I'm also looking forward to the what the hell? I'm looking forward to the newer books for the Five Nights at Freddy's books. I'm looking forward to those.
Oh, that's creepy. Even though he's moving side to side like he's moving off, that's still creepy that he's just towards me. Jason.
Motherfucking Jason!
I struck him down with my gun! Nice. Time to go away. Oh, he got up. Get up.
I'm at
shit.
I don't know if this is smart, but I'm at Pamela's grave.
Okay.
I don't know if that's smart though.
No. Also, Curves will agree with me. We are not. Yes, that is true. That's in the list of the. That's in the list of the reasons why I'm starting a Killer main now, because one, I find Killer like way more fun. I'm trying to find killer way more fun. And 2, because I like killing entitled assholes. So. Because I can relate to Killer Main so much, because I used to be an entitled survivor. I look back at most of my... Oh shit. I used to look back at most of my most of my PS4 messages, and I was like, how did I not get banned? Because some of the stories had like sounded really entitled, and that's why I regret that. And yeah, I can relate on like with Killer Mains that get annoyed by like entitled survivors. So I used to be one. So anyway, you can carry on.
With me, I've always been more of a survivor main because I was never really good as a killer.
Yeah.
I've played as killer quite a few times. And
I'm Tommy Jarvis! Yes!
Nice. But, you know, I've never really... It's not that I never enjoyed playing as a killer. I have enjoyed it. It's just the problem is I was never really good at it. And I've practiced it a lot. I just wasn't good at it. You know? And... Am I saying I want to get better? Of course I want to get better, you know? But it's just... It just depends.
And Angelo, quick question before I forget, because I vaguely remember asking this last part. Isn't it true that you find the tapes of both Tommy Jarvis and Pamela Voorhees randomly? Like in random spots?
Yeah.
Just double checking.
They're mainly going to be in cabinets, though. Like, they're like going to be like in shelves or something, but mainly they're in like random shelves. So.
Yeah, me too, GJ, me too. To be honest, see, when I, like, well, Angelo's seen my video, but by the way, have you seen my clown video, by the way, DJ?
Yes, I did. I have seen it.
Wait, yeah, I know you have, that's why I was asking if you were DJ. But in that video, see, I could have been, the old me probably would have tried teabagging the clown a lot. But personally, I was like, no, I don't want to play, I mean, fine, he was quite a toxic clown, right? And I was tempted to do it. The only toxic thing I did the whole match was pointed him the last time I did a pallet slam on him because he fucking deserved it. Besides that, I wasn't that toxic to him, and I find it hilarious that I still got that fucking hatch escape after fucking... Because in total, by the way, TJ, if you didn't hear when I was explaining this to Angelo a while ago, I actually pallet slammed stunned, sorry, that clown a total of probably 5 or 6 times, but the other stuns were like, not on video.
Right.
So, yeah, so that clown was obviously very pissed on me. And also I was able to give him the decisive strike one time because he picked me up before it ran out.
You coming?
I told you I'm gonna be...
Here.
I know, I'll be there in a little bit. Let me finish this. I already said that twice.
You probably said it 3 times now, actually.
Yeah, 3 times now, after just saying it just now. But...
Yeah.
But no, I'm saying it's just... You know, that's an interesting thing with me. It's like... With me is when I play Dead by Daylight, and Skeptical could tell you, I'm a pretty damn good survivor. Only thing is I'm always the first fucking target. That's probably because they know I'm fucking good, but it's like, I found a tape.
Oh nice, who was it for? Pamela or Tommy?
I don't know, I think it was Pamela, but I couldn't tell.
Okay.
But no, what I'm saying is, so turn around. And I said this to Skeptical. So when I played with Skeptical last time on Dead by Daylight, Skeptical could tell you one of my best characters is Jeff Johansson, and I play a really mean fucking Johansson, and when I played as Johansson, when I was playing as Johansson last time, and Skeptical was my witness, he could tell you. I was getting fucking killed right off the bat because because they were just fucking going after me the whole time. Because they knew I was good as Johansson. So, they were all going after me every single time. I'm like, can you fuck off? Like, that pissed me off. You remember that?
TJ, yeah.